things that would help you to really succeed in your prime. And in your prime, we mean when you're still fresh, when you're still young, when you can still make a difference with the life you have and with the wealth you create. And number one of it is to find your uniqueness. Until you find your uniqueness, you're likely to copy other people. You need to find what makes you unique, what sets you aside. It is that uniqueness that defines a lot of your future. Number two, learn to keep your growth hunger. And I put hunger in brackets here because hunger is one of the greatest passions of the human. Hunger is one of those things that when it grips you, you almost cannot listen to anything else. But you see, there are some people who don't have a passion to grow, and particularly in the area of wealth. They have excuses, they have statements they've come up with which they handle their laid-back attitude. Don't rest on oars too early. You've got to develop and grow a hunger pang for creating success while in your prime. If you don't, you will follow the status quo and you follow the rhythm of how people do things. So you have to create a hunger that makes you stand out of your peers, that makes you stand out of your contemporaries. So you are not resting on your oars too early. An oar is that with which you stir a boat in the direction of the shore. The person who is still in the middle of the waters cannot rest on the oars until he gets to the shore. Learn to keep your hunger pang for success. If you are going to make a success of your life, the secret of success is that there is no secret, but there are habits. And one of them is just as when hunger comes, you want to satisfy that hunger by looking for something to eat. You need to create a habit of having hunger for succeeding. It's very important. It is what will make you in your prime to excel, to exceed others. Number three, stay current. What is current? It means to be now, to be in the now. And to be current, you need to work smart. And if you have heard me before, you will have heard me say that being current is the currency of life. If you're not current, you will be obsolete. You'll be out of season. You will be behind. Being current means to be at the forefront of things, to know and to achieve. Being current, particularly in our days, can you believe? And as a young person, you need to hear this. In this season of life, a lot of young people are creating wealth faster than their fathers, their mothers, because they are current with how things are. Every generation gets to be better than the next, than the previous. And you can take advantage of that and be current. If you take the syllabi of the previous generation and stay there, some people will come and drive past you. Stay current, work smart. Number four, create a system for disconnecting. What do we mean by this? There are some things you will need to disconnect from. Some of them include things that control you. You need to find a way to disconnect from them. And the things which control you are possibly negative things. You need to find a way to disconnect from them, or else they keep you in perpetual failure and they keep you in perpetual limitation. You need to disconnect from them. You need to disconnect from anything which tells you are not an achiever, you cannot achieve, you cannot move forward with your life. You need to disconnect also from the maddening crowd. By that we mean, there's something about humans. While we are given the capacity to be independent, yet something inside us likes to copy other people and just follow the popular opinion, because we don't want to be seen to be different. Well, you are on the Wealth Academy. I challenge you today to be different. Get away from the maddening crowd and move away from those who praise poverty. Because there are people who will praise poverty and they'll talk of wealth as if, should we all really be wealthy? Don't we just need enough to go by in each day? And listen to me, don't forget this next statement I'm about to make. I'm going to even read it to you. One of the biggest obstacles to making lots of money is not a lack of good ideas or opportunities or time, or that we're too slovenly or stupid. It's that we refuse to give ourselves permission to become wealthy. Many never give themselves that permission. They may even hear the principles, but they can't give themselves the permission to become wealthy. So you need to move away from the maddening crowd. You need to move away from things that hold you. You need to move away from stereotypes. Number 5, learn how to reach out and take care of others. Now, you have to realize that if you are in your prime, you need to early develop this heart that touches life. Really, the greatest way to create wealth is to solve problems. People need you, and you need to find the problem they are facing and solve the problem. You are irreplaceable. You are here to solve problems. And it is the problem you solve that puts the finance in your hand. It is the problems you solve that puts the opportunities in your hand. The days are gone when people glory in the subject they read. It's gone. You can't just say, I read sociology, I read this, I read. No. What creates wealth is, what problem are you solving? Number 6, bring balance to your life. Don't be so useless because you tilted to one side. And this needs to be emphasized. There are people who are just lacking in balance. They are fans of maybe some sports, and they don't know when to bring balance. They are so engrossed in the sports that it is affecting their own creation of their own wealth. They don't realize that, yeah, it's great for you to celebrate from now till the cows come home, how your team won a game and you did this, you did that, you're screaming all over the place. The money doesn't come to you. It's great to be a good supporter, but the bottom line is you need to bring balance. Balance in everything you do, balance in relationships, balance in the way you carry out things. If you tilt too far to one side, a life of imbalance will make you not to be able to maximize your life in your prime. Number 7, keep your motivations high. And we put the IONS there by saying keep your motivations and everything that has the IONS, actions, motivation, relation, keep them high. Let me just emphasize the motivation. To be successful in your prime, there will be down times. There'll be down times. But you've got to learn in life that keeping your motivation high, even when it seems as if you have lost, is one of the ways to succeed in life. A high motivation is the access key to breaking into the next level. So that when you tell yourself, I can still make it, I can achieve it, I can make it happen, that is when you walk the fire. That is when you cross the waters. That is when you do the impossible. Keep your motivation high. Number 8, Believe that the best years are ahead. Never think it is gone. By the time you strike 40, I want you to know you are not yet over. In fact, it's like you are now vintage. You are now at the crossroads. You've stepped out of playing. Anyone who's on this platform between 25 and 40, it's like you're laying foundation. It's time for you to now cruise. Never think it is gone. If you tried something and it failed, the event failed, your person did not fail. If you tried a business and it failed, the business failed, your person did not fail. If you launched something, you tried to buy a house, it fell through. Don't give up on yourself and say, oh my God, oh, somebody doesn't want me to create wealth. Hey, you're still young. Who knows? Between now and December 31, you might buy 3 properties. One fell through, and then you buy 3. So remember again, number 8, I like it put back on the screen. Always remember that you must believe that the best years are still ahead of you. You haven't even touched those years yet. Number 9, have high expectations for yourself. And in talking of high expectations for yourself, please, you must remember this. There will always be the challenge of some people who like average living, who like ordinary living. They will mock you, laugh at you, and think you're pushing it too high when you have high expectations. But please don't bring the standard down. Yes, know your limits. Know your health limits. Know your physical limits. Know your challenges. You need to set dreams for yourself. For example, you need to keep learning. After you graduate from school as a person in their prime, don't tell yourself, well, I've learned all I can. Keep learning. If you keep learning, you'll be current. Your mind will be fresh. Your skill will always be required by your industry and beyond your industry. If you start becoming stagnant, that is why people are laid off. You hear people who are given early redundancy, downsized, right-sized. Nobody sets aside the best mind unless in systems that are politicized. But if you are the best mind in any place, they'll do anything. In fact, you will be the one dictating what you want. Instead of them therefore setting you aside, you are the one wanting to set them aside, and they're doing everything to want to keep you. So if you're passionate about your industry, study it. If you're passionate about an area, study it. Know so well about it. Know it even when they wake you up in your prime. Be the best. Be the best. Number 10, hold yourself responsible for what and who you become. Hold yourself responsible for what you become, for who you become. Tell yourself, if it's going to be, it's up to me. If it's going to be, it's up to me. If it's going to be, it's up to me. If I'm going to succeed, I know God helps me, but he requires my cooperation too. It's up to me. If I'm going to rise, I know God can raise the dead, but it is up to me. Hold yourself responsible for what you can achieve. Hold yourself responsible for the impact you can make. Hold yourself responsible for the things you can achieve in life. Hold yourself responsible for what you could have blamed other people for. Stop playing the blame game. Hold yourself responsible for the things you can do. And by that, I mean, know your passion. Don't follow a career. Don't follow a career. Know what your passion is. If you are not passionate about it, then you need to know that have an affinity for it. And if you don't have an affinity for something, you don't have a passion for it, Get out of it.